All right, hey y'all. Okay, so like I try to tell people around me, like when I can or whatever, about the story of what happened at the convenience store, right? So like trying to tell people cops are Masons for like the last year, and even my own family members. So is it true that pastors are gotten arrested? Is it true that they're showing up at the churches? Um, you see what I'm saying here? So I'm very frustrated about that. You know, I don't understand why people aren't really. I don't know how they think we can stand up, but I don't know. Anyways, okay. But when you're not even getting any kind of type of understanding or anything, then there's a problem. So, yes, there is a problem when you have nurses, doctors, counselors, social workers. My sister's an example. Teachers, court officials, cops, anybody working in the courts, this and that and the other, if they're working for the corporation instead of the people, because they're supposed to be working for the people, you know. I'm going to eventually try to get to something to try to talk about, like I've said before, some of the crazy deaths that were here. Because even years before going down certain, ways, whatever, um, I wondered what was wrong. Like, I even did want to look up to see if she wrote about this because the story that I was told was so crazy. Why wouldn't she want to write about it? So even back then, I was like, I told that person, which I'll eventually get to the whole story, whatever. But I even was like, what is going on? Um, okay, yes. So I don't know if I finished everything what I was going to say there, but yes, like they'll say that it's going to, things are going to open back up or whatever. But at the same time, when y'all were closed, if it's true, y'all went and arrested pastors that were preaching, and y'all have shown up at churches, and cops are Masons. And so, how can, if cops are Masons and they're only under freedom of religion and freedom of speech? You get what I'm saying? And then if people get pulled over, they'll pay their tickets. To a lot of Christians, do they realize when they pay their tickets that they don't take child molesters and rapists to court? You know, they don't take that to court, but the other people pay their tickets, but they don't get child molesters and rapists in court. Do I need to say it again? But anyways, so okay, so why would they let her tell everybody that when that question was asked? You know what I'm saying? Which there could be more to it, to dialogue, whatever. But why would they let everybody know that, or why would they allow her to say that if they didn't think there was more to it? And they're so lying about numbers and everything. So, which also goes to a lot of us have had like televisions, computers, radios. We've had this in like front of us for like years, decades, or what, however, you know what I'm saying? So I do think it's kind of interesting that when I started thinking about it, it's only been in the last few years where we're talking and having conversations. Oh, the phone picked up this and a phone picked up that. And I said before about conversations about something someone might be thinking and the computer is telling you that. So I started thinking that's only happened in the last few years or whatever. And also another thing, I'm really tired. This has happened for the last 5, 6 years. I don't know if it's always happened, but I just only remember that in the last however many, 4, 3, 4, like an airplane, like zoom at like 2, 3, 4, 5, and well, maybe not as at 2, but I'm kind of sick of that. You know, I have gotten woken up. I'm sure other people have gotten woken up in the middle of the night from these airplanes. It's really aggravating. Our terrorists are here. I'm not, I think, trying to say this and that and the other about other countries. I'm not trying to say that, because of course, whenever I think certain things, I'm like, well, how can I think that if I haven't really studied and da 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 about certain things? But at the same time, I'm not too worried about other places. I'm more worried about the domestic terrorists that we have here or whatever. Talking about looking up definitions or whatever. But yes, I'm very frustrated. The cops are Masons and this, that, and the other, and I've been trying to get people to understand that, for me to tell them what da 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 da. And then now, they really, they've gotten, they're going to arrest Christians for preaching. So it's really aggravating.